Yeah, starting Monday, we're kicking into high gear. I see Adam Avadir, so now I know we're good to go. I see Natasha's on, Jim Shea. So um, why don't we go ahead and get started? I just want to welcome everyone to our June 3rd, 2022 local control meeting. Um, Before we get into business, I want to lift up for everyone that the law is sponsoring, I call it DEI Day, but it is a day that the law department has taken, great leadership on in recognition of Gay Pride Month. There will be tables with all kinds of literature and information right outside of City Hall. I think that starts at noon. At 1 o'clock, around 1 o'clock, Jabari Lyles will keynote and deliver some good. If you haven't heard Jabari speak, come for him, if for no other reason. He'll be delivering some strong messages, I am sure. Today, I think there's also music. I heard that there's like an amazing DJ. So if you want to dance, come on over to City Hall. It's going to be rocking and rolling, and it's really something you don't want to miss. It's the first time that I know of that the City of Baltimore administration has done a day like this in honor of Gay Pride Month. So, the other thing, you have to meet London de Richelieu, who is the mayor's newly confirmed and appointed and sworn in director of the city's LGBTQ affairs. And Jim, I see Jim smiling. Anyway, not to be missed today, City Hall on the bricks. I think, Ashir, you're saying what time? I think it's from 12 to 3 p.m. Thank you, Jim. And I think I know there's also food trucks. So it's going to be great. Jim, want to add anything now that I've kind of scooped you on that?
No, you did much better than I could have done. Very well. Thank you.
I'm getting pumped up. Jim and his team asked me to introduce Jabari Lyles, and I stayed up late last night, just scooping up as much information as I could about Jabari, and he's just an extraordinary guy. So I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go. All right. So local control. Here we are. We are in the chute, folks. The law department is working on a charter amendment. Adam, Abadir, and Natasha are tenderizing the process, getting things lined up so that we can sail through the legislative process. Ashia, I'll let her talk in just a second, is doing what needs to get done to advance the community outreach. She'll talk about that next. My team here at the Office of Equity and Civil Rights has reached out across the country and found 4 jurisdictions that are willing to talk to us about different models of local control. In some ways it feels like we've been stop, start, stop, start. We're in full mode, go now. So buckle your seatbelts. Ashia, on to you.
Yes, good morning. I wish it was more more of the board members here, but that's fine. I will go through it, and if anyone that's here, any of the staff has any questions or concerns or guidance, please let me know. So we are going to start the community outreach portion of the of this process, and we want to meet in every quadrant of the city. So I spoke with with our chair, and we decided and discussed to propose to meet in the districts, the police districts. They have community rooms that are accessible and free. Most people in the community know where they are, and we can kind of partner with the CRCs to help with organizing as well. There is a piece to it that I'm going to work with Natasha and Mr. Huber on, because we're our board technically does not have a budget. However, there are some things that might have a cost assigned to it, or we may be able to share resources that are already there. So, for instance, we would like folk to leave with at least a flyer, a one pager that talks about what we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish. Also, we are inviting people out. Most likely it'll be in the evening. If we could have at least water or a cookie or something, that would be helpful as well. A lot of times, folk who are leaving from work, they need that extra nourishment, and also, that can be one less thing on them, so they can just come over and share with us. We also discussed possible travel stipends for the committee. Of course, they would be voluntary, but we just want to put it out there because we will be traveling across the city. Did I forget anything, Madam Chair? Did we discuss? So I will put that.
Good overview.
I'll put that in a memo, official memo, and send that over to Natasha and Michael Huber, and we'll see where we go from there. But we are definitely looking to start those committees as soon as possible.
Great, thank you. So, pardon me, not doing introductions first. I guess I got a little enthusiastic about getting us started. So just to move us forward, I'm just going to call your name and just say here for the record. Obviously, I'm here. Ashia Parker is here. Ashia, Jim Shea, I see. Adam, yep, great. Thank you, Jim. Let's see, it has City Council President's office joined yet.
Nikki Thompson here for Council President Mosby.
Great, thank you, Nikki. Good to hear from you. Senator Corey McCray.
Here, Madam Chair.
Great, thank you, Senator. Delegate Stephanie Smith, has she been elevated yet?
Hello, I'm here.
Great, good morning. Happy birthday, I think, to you and your husband.
Yeah, all together. Thank you.
Yeah, today's my husband's birthday, and he promised to wear a Superman outfit. So I just don't know what's going to be waiting for me when I get home today.
Sounds fun.
Hey, he's an original. He is an original. Yeah, yeah. He's 70. He said he was going to do it for his 70th birthday. We'll see. Andy Smullian for Commissioner Harrison. All righty. Shantae Jackson, Monsi. Tyler Sally for the CRB. Robert Cherry for the FOP.
This is Elliot Cohen. I'm here for Bob today for the FOP.
Great. Thank you, Elliot. Lisa Robinson, Vanguard Justice Society. Mark Washington. Mark is almost always here. I hope he's patching. Ray Kelly.
Here.
I see Ray. Great. Hi, Ray. Kaylin Young.
Good morning, President.
Great. Trey Murphy. Lydia Walther Rodriguez. Tyler Adamson. Okay, and for staff, again, Adam Abadir is here. Natasha is here. Is Lisa Walden on? Elise Gillespie, Lauren Perez. Okay, and Office of the Mayor, Brandon Scott's office. All right, so I don't know whether we circulated a draft agenda for today's meeting or not. But a couple things that I just wanted to lift up, just in terms of schedule, our meetings going forward. I believe we have our meetings set for every Friday morning at 10 a.m. For the month of June. Adam's nodding, so that's a good sign. Yay, great, thank you. We are adding, just kind of making a decision, just to key up the committees, that the committees will meet, and there's just two committees, will meet Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Obviously, if if a committee group decides that they want to meet differently, you can make that decision. Just let us know so that we can properly socialize that, publicly, so that who want to join your committee meeting can do so. Keeping in mind, we just have two committees. One is got all the issues related to outreach that Ashia is leading, and we'll talk about just a little bit more. And the other is the charter group, which, the lead on that is the law department. And I don't know if Lisa Walden will join, but I did get some update on what the law department's doing, which I'll share with you momentarily. But if anyone has any concerns about meeting at Tuesday at 10, let us know. It's just a way to get us started. I'm sorry, yeah, Tuesdays at 2 p.m. And I chose it because 2 and 2, it's easy to remember, but there I go, making the mistake. Tuesdays at 2 p.m. starting really next week. The one caveat, we have reached out and heard from several different jurisdictions that are excited about the opportunity to talk with us about their experience with moving from state control to local control. I'm going to go off camera. I'm getting a message that I've got low bandwidth, so I'm going to turn my camera off. I apologize. I'm still here. The one challenge is that they've asked that we offer some evening hours to have those special meetings. For that, we're going to do our best to give as much advance notice as possible. But we're gonna take those folks when they can be available, and we will always give at least 1 week's notice, because we're required to do so to meet with the MPIA regulations. But for those meetings, it is most likely that they will happen. Hopefully, as many people, as many members of this board can join as possible. But given the time that we have and the availability of our special guests, we're going to schedule them, and I hope that everybody can join. So stay tuned for those special meetings. The jurisdictions that we have heard from affirmatively that are willing to meet with us are Los Angeles, California, Chicago, Illinois, Austin, Texas, and St. Louis, Missouri. So, we feel that's a pretty good representation of jurisdictions that can give us some real experience and insight. As we've said from the very beginning, though, we're open to talking to anybody. If there's anyone on this call that has other resources that you feel we should consider, we will do that. Absolutely. Any questions, comments, thoughts on either the schedule going forward, Fridays at 10, Tuesdays at 2, and outreach to other jurisdictions? Okay. The charter amendment, I'll just keep going. So I did get a note about the process. I don't know, Jim, whether you want to talk about that, or should I just go ahead and get started and then you add? All right. so the information, well, actually, Adam, can you just give us just a refresher on the timeline for getting the charter amendment, on a ballot, or do you want to hold off on that?
I'll hold off on that for a moment while I pull up the notes. I don't want to make sure that everything is correct. Give me a minute.
Okay, so the law department is in the process of getting the groundwork accomplished for creating a charter amendment. At this point, it'll be an amendment that makes it clear that the mission is to move from state control to city control. At this point, there's not a form of local control that'll be included in that. Whether we're able to accomplish this in one move is to be decided. But the city council cooperation obviously is critical. We will be in partnership and in collaboration very closely with the law department. The charter amendment has to be introduced and have a hearing and pass second and third reader by July 25. We believe that that is absolutely possible. It is completely achievable. The city council is, Nikki, thank you so much for being here this morning. We know what you're doing, and I'll be seeing you all this afternoon at 3. They're in the midst of budget hearings. And, that's why we don't have, the city council president on this morning. And it's why we're going to get started with our charter process, as soon as the budget process ends. And we feel very, very confident that our good working relationship will move us through this process for the good of the city. The last city council meeting before the deadline for getting this onto the state is August 5th. I believe that's the deadline. And Adam, I can see, is working furiously to get that. And
I think the last
have it.
scheduled meeting, Dana, is July 25th of the city council before the
Okay.
August deadline.
Okay. Thank you very much for that clarification. And yeah. Okay, that's great. So anything that anyone wants to add about the process or any questions about the legislative process?
Nikki here, just a couple questions. I really want to make sure that we are being mindful of the actuality of the timeline that we have set before us. Obviously, City Council is going to do everything that we can to make sure that we get this through as quickly as possible. If I could get any updates on or be looped into the conversations with the law department about where we are in drafting, because the last, I think, couple meetings ago, it was asked of us to try to prep DLR to make sure that we were everyone was aware of the charter amendment coming, reserving the title and all that jazz, which are just some of the administrative things that have to be done before we can actually introduce legislation. And I did do that, and I hadn't heard any additional follow-up. So the title is reserved, and we should be ready to go in terms of the administrative parts, but then also making sure that we have the legislation introduced. The chair of whatever committee that it will go to is, prepped and briefed, and then we can get those scheduled is going to take some legwork, especially because we are in person. So we have to make sure that the agencies will be able to participate, the reports will be in. We also want to make sure that the room is clean and COVID safe for all those who will be in attendance. So if I can just be included in those conversations as much as possible so that we can make sure that this goes through seamlessly. I'd like to say seamlessly, but I also know that that's not always the case. But we just want to try to grease the wheels as much as possible since we are running really closely to the timeline, and council members generally take they take their family vacations, et cetera, during the summer. So just want to plug that and make sure that we're all aware and have context of how we would like for this to move through the council.
Great. I mean, we're in absolute agreement with everything that you've said, and you absolutely are a critical part of the process. Um, and, you know, I know that, uh, Jim, just jump in whenever, but Elena DePietro is taking lead, very seasoned. You know, I think she's brilliant. I know she's brilliant. She knows the process. She knows how to move this forward, and I believe that you all have just a really good working relationship. So that I foresee no challenges in terms of communication and collaboration and doing the work that needs to get done to move this forward. And Nikki, thank you for reserving the title. That's was really important, and for all the work that you've already done. If there's anything else that you want to share, Jim, anything you want to add, or Natasha, Adam, you know, this is a good time to talk about, you know, the process.
Yeah, I think you covered it, but Elena will be assisted by Lisa Walden and Hillary as needed, but she's going to work directly with DLR to get something ready so we have fewer steps to go through down the road.
Thank you. Any questions from anyone or comments? Okay, thank you. Ashia, just to elaborate a little on the outreach. Just a couple points. One, we are contemplating both in person and virtual. The mayor's office has been the Mayor Scott has been asked to be available for virtual town hall. Adam, thank you for pushing that out. But there's also a lot to be said about in person. You know, I can tell you, you know, COVID is still real. You know, if you hear me coughing and choking just a little bit, I'm still recovering from COVID myself. And, you know, very happy to say that there's medication that helps. But the reality is you know, COVID is still with us and we have to be mindful. But there's you know, obviously benefit to being in person. Ashia has done a great job preparing a budget that will support in person. I don't remember all the things that you budgeted for, Ashia, but you can share that. And also, we talked about reimbursing board members for transportation costs, such as mileage. I think, what was the number? Was it 58.2 cents per mile?
Yeah, 58.5.
58.5 cents. We didn't think we could, and it doesn't make sense to get a bus to transport people. But if we're doing in person, we do feel that the very least that we could do for our team, for this board, is to reimburse your mileage and any parking costs. And we'll figure out how to do it. We don't have a budget, meaning we don't have any money, but we've asked for it. And this is such an important effort. You know, Ashia has done what needs to be done to get that budget. Ashia, anything to add?
No. So we're meeting this Tuesday?
Right. That's my recommendation. I'll just say it's my strong recommendation that we set up 2 separate calls. One for the charter team, second one for the outreach, both this Tuesday at 2 p.m. And the reason I think that's doable is there's really, I think Trey Murphy is the one person who's on both committees. I think he's the only one. But of course, if any committee wants to do a different time, that's totally possible. I just felt like we need to get started.
No, that's fine.
So
I just asked that question because on Tuesday, that's when I'll be prepared to talk about dates and times and all of that kind of stuff.
Awesome. So that'll be an important meeting for your committee to attend. And after today, we'll send out a memo just reminding everyone which committee they're on. And we'll make that part of the record for today. Anything else on outreach? Any thoughts or comments? The committee will do its work. As she is sharing that one, I'll be working with the charter amendment. But one of the things that I would encourage is some thought about what it is that we want the community to know. And, obviously, it's important that the community knows that this effort is happening. And, it would be great to have a system where we can get their thoughts on, what local control means to them. This is just my initial thinking. So on the charter process, Adam put up this on the screen, what our deadlines are. Anything to illuminate on that? Anything to add on that? So the magic date is August 5th. That's the date by which we have to have our submission to the state board. And that allows us to meet the 95 days prior to election time. General election, November 8th. Very important. And we're still looking to have transfer of control January 1, 2023. So it's now, what's before us is an ambitious schedule. Nikki has made very clear what she and her office needs, and so we're going to deliver on that. We are at 10:30. I believe we've covered what we needed to cover for today. Any questions or comments? Any concerns about the schedule? Tuesdays at 2 p.m., Fridays at 10, and with the placing on hold on future special call meetings of this board in the evenings. Okay, any thoughts or comments about charter amendment? Anything that you want to share now that you feel should not wait until next Tuesday at 2 p.m.? All right, Adam, anything you want to share before we close out? Adam or Natasha? No? Good? All right. Ashia, any?
I was just going to say, Madam Chair, Lydia has her hand raised.
Oh, I apologize. Thank you. Lydia?
Yeah, thank you so much, Ashia. I was actually just wanted to inquire. Nakia did bring up a point about folks going on vacation on the council, and given the need for us to be push the charter amendment through second reader by July the 25th, just foreseeing that challenge, what are some possible solutions that we can brainstorm?
Well, anybody have some thoughts on that before I share some thoughts? Adam, you're on mute if you. Anyone else?
Yeah, Madam Chair, I got some thoughts on it. So I think
Okay.
if the council president's office, if you all could, if you all know who you're going to assign the charter amendment to, which committee, we can probably start engaging with that chair to set those dates. I mean, between that and if we could get, I guess on Tuesday, some guidance on what drop date would be for first reader, we should be able to parse out the calendar right away, and then give everybody ample notice as soon as possible for those meetings. Those things I think are dependent of the actual text of the legislation that can be accomplished. And
Okay, good suggestion. Nikki, any sense yet as to who will be assigned to the committee or who the chair will be?
Generally, we send charter amendments to Rules and Legislative Oversight. We also are currently in the process of very similarly building out our PAB. So it'll likely, and that's in Rules and Legislative Oversight as well. So it'll likely go there. We try to keep things in similar buckets. And the chair of that would be Chair Yeti Schleifer.
I'm sorry, who?
Chair Schleifer, Councilmember Schleifer.
Oh, okay. Great, thank you.
But I am unsure of who the administration has decided to carry the legislation. We've reserved the topic under Council President's name, obviously, but I'm not sure if there have been any additional conversations about who will actually carry the legislation, because I agree with Senator McCray wholeheartedly. The sooner we can have those conversations with the sponsor and the chair would be very beneficial if the sponsor is not going to be Council President Mosby.
Okay. Good to know. Any other thoughts? Senator McCray, anything to add?
Madam Chair, I just want to say thank you for your leadership and steering us in the right direction this past half an hour, and just want to say thank you to everybody that's serving at this moment.
Thank you very much. That's really nice of you to say and good to hear. And this is such an important work, and you all have committed a lot of time, a lot of hours to getting together and moving us forward. And we're, we're working on it. We're doing it. So thank you, Senator McCray. Any other thoughts? Delegate Smith, you're exquisitely familiar with the legislative process. Anything to add?
No, I'm just feeling like more momentum and just echoing my senator's sentiments. Thank you for your leadership. It's not like you have another job to do or anything. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we're really busy here at Equity and Civil Rights. We got a lot going on, but it's really good work, and it's all for the city. So we're doing well. We're doing very well here. So thank you for the good support. Any other thoughts? Mine was like, let's just cancel all the vacations, mandate no travel, until this gets done. Of course, that's not a realistic solution. But any other thoughts on the challenge that's before us and how to navigate it? Okay. With that, it is 10:36. Anything else from anybody at all? If there's anyone else that has their hand raised, I can't see it. Lydia, thank you for that good question. Anyone else have their hand raised? Are there any questions in the chat? See that? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Hope to see some of you on the bricks in front of City Hall. If not, we will hope to see everyone in one of the committee meetings next Tuesday, and we are rocking and rolling. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Adam. Special thanks to you. I just want to lift that up. You have the one thing I didn't share, and shame on me, Adam Abadir and Mariel Shatina from my office, who I don't think is on, but Kaylin is on, are doing research about the different forms of local control and what they mean and the impact of those forms. And it's really a legal, legislative, political analysis. Not ready to share yet, but I just want you to know that work is happening, and we will share it as soon as it's ready to be shared. But Adam and Kaylin, both of you, I know what you're doing. I know how you're doing it, and just a public thank you for the extra work that you're doing to move this effort forward. So, yes. All right, Nikki, special thanks to you. All the work that you're doing behind the scenes is moving us much faster than I thought yesterday. So thank you for that. And with that, hearing seeing no hands, hearing no rumblings of comment, we are adjourned. All right, peace out. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Ashia.